Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Sunday. We'll give it a minute or two for people to come in. Can you guys all hear me okay? Cool. Hey Mark, how's it going? Alrighty. So, got some more people coming in. I think people are gonna come in as we start. But yeah, let's get this show on the road. Hey Doug, how's it going? Alrighty. Let's go over TradingView. So yeah, this is gonna be our Sunday weekly watch list. The best setups that I'm looking into for this week. If you have any questions, do let me know. And you guys can also, leave some stocks you want me to look at in the chat, and we can take a look at that together. But yeah, let's get started. So first off, let's just go to the indices. These are going to be the most important ones that dictate the rest of the trend. Hey JPR, how's it going? Happy Sunday, everybody. So we'll start off with SPY. We're going to look at triple Qs after this, and then we'll get into individual stock names. Again, if you guys have a certain stock you want me to look at, just leave that in the chat, and I will get to it. So we'll start off at SPY. So we have here, we bottomed out, late February into early March before getting this really large rally. So, that's going to give us that. This is Elliott wave theory analysis. We have this 1, 2, 3, fourth wave here potentially. It's a pretty clean count in my opinion. We are looking to potentially bottom out here in this, early April range. So going into this week, main focus we want to look for is we're going to be trading inside of a range right now. There's no really defined trend yet. It's going to be this range that we're trading between. We're going to have this high of 450 and change, and this low of 443 and change. These are going to be the two most critical levels this week, in my opinion. There are two possible counts here. And when I say count, I mean, two possible paths. So, the first path is one last leg higher before we do get that corrective phase that, a lot of people are expecting. So, that's going to bring us up to right around 470. This is, that first possible path. And as long as we hold 443 here, we are looking to hit 470. So, the second path, we're looking here below 443. See if I can get these fibs out. So yeah, under 443, we have quite a bit of downside. So we're looking at a good 1 to 2% at the minimum. And sorry, excuse me, my throat. There we go. 443. Yeah. So under this level, we're going to look to short. And you're going to see through the other setups here how this aligns. So there are two possible paths we can take. And it really gets dictated between these two kind of major levels and, which which side of the trading range we are actually going to break. So this is a very, very important chart that, I would advise drawing in these lines. At least these two, this high and low, because, ultimately those two are going to determine the trend and general direction for the rest of the week. So looking at Qs. So Qs did drop a little bit more than SPY, we can see. Qs did show a little bit of that weakness, and we haven't really found that bottoming out yet. So what we're looking for here is, let me draw in this range. So we are looking to bottom out. This is quite a large range of, 345-ish to 351. So, this is quite a large trading range, but for Qs, I do want to see a little bit more basing before we jump the gun and kind of take any directional plays. So for me right now, tech, I am going to be kind of sitting out, looking at possible day trades for intraday trades. But in terms of swings, both indices are not, showing too much, and we haven't seen this bottoming out phase yet to kind of correlate with that final leg up thesis that we have for SPY. So definitely be a little bit more cautious on tech this week. But yeah, with that being said, let's hop into some individual stocks. So we have Apple here. Apple's one of the stocks that I like to look at, almost every week, just because it has such a high influence in the market, and whatever trend Apple is in, usually the rest of the market will follow through and dictates the rest of the market. So we did lose this critical 176 region, which we did denote from a couple weeks ago. This was a very, very important region for us to hold, and we did break down from it. So you can see this was a fake breakout. So we come down, and we are about to test some important regions. So, the first key level I would say is going to be this 168 to 169 level. This also coincides. I can zoom out a little bit. This also coincides with this very, very important trend line that we did break. It was initially a resistance. You can see it had three major rejects, essentially. And coming in here now, we can see that we are about to retest. So, this is going to be important where, we have tested this level before previously, and quite a few times actually. And each time we actually did not hold. So this is going to be important here, where, is this going to be this, the same story where we just blast right through this trend line? And if, we do, we're looking in this 160 to 165 region. Otherwise, if we do hold here, there is a potential for, that thesis following SPY and potentially Qs to see a potential move up. So it's going to be the same move like that, where we did see from SPY, which we can compare to. It's that same idea where, depending on the side we break out from, we can see, a next leg up, or we're going to see some further correction. And that is very apparent here in Apple. So yeah. Next up, AMD. I don't have too many levels here. The main one that I want to really get across is this zone. This is a very, very important zone for AMD. And we can also see this trend line is quite important as well. This has kind of dictated the trend since that March 2020 low. And, we've bounced off quite a few times. And we did, you can kind of argue pretty much right on that trend. This is extremely, extremely important because, we can see that this is a potential for a very large head and shoulders pattern. And if you can't see that, Let me see if I can draw that out a little bit cleaner for you. Kind of like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then it'll go further down. So, we can see price really start to pick up and decline if we do lose this critical level. So early this week, I want to see buyers step in this 99 to 102 region. If we do see a a clean break under 99, this is a very, very clear short in my opinion, and we have quite a bit of room to the downside. This is going to mark a significant high, and we can in my opinion, easily see under $90 on AMD. So this is going to be a massive short if we lose $99. So yeah, definitely watch this one into this week. Otherwise, if we are able to hold 99 to 102, we want to ideally see buyers step in, and we want it to be very impulsive, and we want it to be strong. So if we do get that, it is possible to take a long position and maybe target 110 to 115 area. So yeah, this is definitely high watch. Baba, I'm not going to speak too much on. We do have here, we did test, and we can see that we wicked on this line. Honestly, I'm gonna make this one even bolder. This is the most important line right now for Baba, in my opinion. We need to retest and break above this line for me to want to go long on this stock. We are down insanely. You can kind of see from here, this is down quite a bit. But we can see that this is starting to develop into a potential inverse head and shoulders, and you're going to see there's a lot of head and shoulders and inverse head and shoulders on the market right now. That is kind of the trend for overall stocks. But we can kind of see an inverse head and shoulder playing out here. So I don't want to catch a knife right now. I would rather wait on this setup for a retest of this diagonal trend line, and above that, we can go long. So keep your eyes on that. IWM, no position here yet. Again, we are watching this because we did break out from this trend line, and this trend is drawn from that all-time high all the way down, the diagonal trend. So we are still currently holding above it, just barely. We've had 3 days of pretty much testing this level. So early into this week, what I'm looking for is a potential basing, like a U kind of basing, and a recovery to bounce off of this breakout. So this would turn into a new support from this previous resistance level, and that would be quite bullish for me. We can probably target this gap above in this low 200 region of 201 to 202 roughly. So yeah, if we fail here, we do have exposure down to this kind of low region, so we can kind of draw that rectangle in. We do have exposure down to here into this high 180s, low 190 region. This would be that next level of buying potentially that we would test if this level does break down early in the week. Microsoft. So here, same kind of idea here. Pretty important areas. We did complete the first wave, end of March on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did catch this move up, which is really nice. And we are currently in a corrective phase off of this wave 1 high. So what we have here is I did have drawn these Fibonacci's. So what we're looking for here is a potential bid off of this, and I can actually put in this one too. Information is not clear yet. It is possible that we have ended wave 2, corrective wave, which would hint at that third wave higher. However, I do want to see a little bit more basing or strength come in above 296. So right now, the kind of critical area is 296 that we need to hold. and above low 300s is what we ideally want to see. Above this, we can look for a potential buying opportunity to move higher. Otherwise, we do have further correction to go down here to the low 290s, high 280s. And that would be that next area to potentially buy. This area down here would give us an even higher risk, or I should say higher reward, lower risk entry, as it does align with the previous resistance that we can see here. Kind of similar to the IWM chart I just showed you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contact points of previous resistance. We finally broke out, and we haven't retested since. So this would be a great opportunity to retest that trend line. Netflix. We did play Netflix over here. We played this move. We did get stuck in some chop, but we did exit off of this really big green candle, and we've been out of this position since. So with Netflix, it's kind of a similar story as Microsoft, where we did complete a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that first impulsive wave one. Now we are looking for a potential corrective wave here. So this here is all correction, and I do have the fibs drawn. We did get a slight buy wick here on the 7th of April off of this golden pocket region. However, I do want to see some more strength come in over this 353 to 355 region. We want to see that basing again. It's kind of that same story with a lot of stocks right now, where we're at pretty critical levels, and it can go either way, in my opinion. So we do want to be patient here and wait for that buying to kind of come through before we do take a position on tech. So here, if we can hold this 355 to 353 region, we can look for moves up to the 360s. Otherwise, we have room down to 344, 345. This is going to be very important for to hold. Otherwise, we honestly do have room down to this March 14th low in the 330s. But yeah, we can see here, this is wave two. So as long as we do hold this Fibonacci box, we do have to be patient here and not get too ahead of ourselves. But that wave three target does bring us over 400, significantly over 400. So that next target is in the 430s. So we do want to be patient. We want to wait for that confirmation and wait for that potential signal to go long. Nvidia, including this, in sympathy of AMD. We can see here Nvidia gets often put in the conversation with AMD, and from the charts comparing, we can see Nvidia has been a little bit stronger than AMD in terms of how much it has corrected so far. We are still in this buyable Fibonacci box for Nvidia. We did close below this golden pocket region of 235 to 238 on Friday. So for here, what I'm looking for is indeed a move down to 224 to 225. This will kind of align with a previous breakout. It's that same thing again, where we have this breakout region where we had from all-time highs, a big resistance essentially with like multiple touches. We did, almost all stocks broke out on this massive run. And we are now coming down after completing that first impulsive wave of wave one and currently in a wave two potentially. So this here is where we want to look for bids in this 224, 225 region. And, if we can see flow kind of turn bullish again, we can see, buyers stepping in. This sets up for a very, very big rally. You guys thought that, the recent rally we've had across the board, late March into early April, that's nothing compared to what we can potentially see coming up. So, that wave three movement, and I really haven't adjusted this chart too much since, because nothing's changed, but I can adjust it a little bit here. But yeah, so, that next target does bring us almost to that all-time high region. before, you know, a corrected wave 4 into a new high. So definitely watch 224, 225 to hold. Otherwise, we do, just like every other stock I've talked about, we have room to revisit these lows and potentially break below them. So for this one, it would be around that 206 to 212 region. PayPal, same story here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big wave 1. Now we're currently in a wave 2. This one we still have some. We have quite a bit more room to correct. So this one, you know, this setup isn't as mature as the other ones. We still need to give this a little bit more time because we can see we haven't even come down to the minimum target for the retrace at 107.52. So give this one a little bit of time, but just keep it on your radar in this, you know, max downside of 98 to 107. And, you know, same story here. I can draw in the target for the upside, which would give us up here in 142 region. So, you know, we can see there's a lot of opportunity here, but a lot of stocks are not ready yet to have that confirmation on that next wave higher yet. We need to wait early into this week to see how price action plays out, and that'll kind of dictate the way that we play stocks. We already did go over these. Tesla here is another one I want to go over. So Tesla here looks very similar to a lot of stocks. One thing to do note though is that you know, in comparison to a lot of tech stocks like say like Nvidia or AMD, AMD and Nvidia in relative to this Tesla chart, they're down here in this like low 800s, high 700 region. They're much weaker. We can see here that Tesla has held up quite strong. So you know, right now, we are potentially seeing a wave 4 correction. So, you know, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now, for this ideal wave 4 low, we are looking between the 0.236 and the zero point 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. So, you know, we are currently hovering in this region. Not too much data in this region yet, so we do want to wait for that bottom activity to take place. But if we do get this here, we are looking for a wave 5 higher. And this wave 5 higher should take us close to, if not to, a new all-time high. I know it's very ballsy to say, with you know a lot of people being bearish in the market right now, but I'm just showing you my unbiased view of what I personally see. You know, if we do break below this 955 region, I can put on these other fibs, and we are susceptible to coming down to 900 and then 840s. These are possible, and of course, you know, worst case scenario, if we do break below this 840 region, this here is still in a larger corrective phase, and this big wave 2 is not over yet. We are going to have a more complex correction essentially. And you know, below here we do have exposure down to 750s and to this $700 low that we did hit in February 24th. So you know, just giving you every kind of possible scenario we can see, but right now, you know, what I'm seeing is as long as we can hold in this 1059 to 955 region, we are still good, and the count for a wave 5 higher is still intact. So until that gets invalidated, this is what I'm going to keep on the chart. Any questions on what I've talked about so far? Or if you guys have any tickers you want to see. Just just type down the stocks in the chat what you want to see from me. And if there aren't anything, we can call it a night, but you know, can take this opportunity right now to draw out some charts that you guys want to see. There you go. UHN. I'm not familiar with that one. I think you might mean UNH. Yeah, that's what you mean. No worries. So, good one here. UNH alongside with a bunch of health. So I first want to go to XLV. Just since this is that ETF essentially for healthcare. So what we can see here is very quickly, and this is something I have actually been watching last week. We did break and close above this previous all-time high. Um, we can see relative strength in the healthcare market. And, this does have more room to run essentially. So, these names, they do have quite a bit of room. So, funny enough, last week I was actually watching this high and I wanted to alert something here, but I don't trade this stock really. So I was uncomfortable with it, but I kind of regret that now. But yeah, as long as, healthcare overall, these stocks look strong, which they do, I would, you know, I would bet that these keep going. And, really quickly, something that I can see, it's kind of this region here. So, this could be a really big breakout, where we see healthcare stocks just skyrocket. We did test this previous level, and if we can break above, we do have room to 560s, 570s in my opinion. And similar stocks like this, J&J, kind of like this, it's above its previous high. As long as we can build the base and hold above these critical pivot levels, I would say these are in breakout mode. Interesting. This one this one's not following. But you can kind of see probably inverse head and shoulders kind of playing out here. Let's look what else. PG. Okay, so what we can see here, we're gonna right away draw this. So this is gonna be our target. We can see that drawing the reverse Fibonacci here, we have rejected, or well, not rejected really, but we did pause right at this 160 level. So for me, we need a break and close above 160, like 72. If you want to just go even number, 171, or sorry, 161. Key level here, 161 essentially. We need to kind of test this level first and have a break. If we can break above and hold, we have room up to 164 to 165. Square. So I'm going to keep this on a weekly chart to keep it clean. So what we have here is 1, 2. We're going to put these fibs on. So what we can see here is a potential count. So let's go count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of like this. So as long as we can hold above this 121 region, we are looking for a wave 5 higher. And what we do want to see here, ideally, is a hold of 121. Otherwise, we do have room down to this 114 to 105 region. And then kind of same story here. If those don't hold, we have exposure down to 93 and then to 82 and change. So we really want this kind of area to hold. Otherwise, downside gets opened up quite a bit. Any other stocks? What other stocks you guys want to see? I'll take a couple more for tonight. But yeah, this looks very similar to a lot of stocks right now. They look pretty similar, but you can kind of see a channel kind of forming too, kind of like this. I never really use this tool, but yeah, this could be a nice little setup that we see. So honestly, for what I see here, I kind of like the 115 you know, the 115 buy, because this gives us a very clean channel, and that would honestly give us higher price targets to the upside. So looks very good. Roblox. Okay. Let's move this over to here. So off of this low, haven't updated this at all yet, so we'll just shift everything over. We do have a bounce off of this golden pocket region. However, we do need to see some strength come in here. So, we want to see basing and a move holding above this 42.5 region. Above there, maybe above 46 would give me a little bit more confidence that this count is in play. And, we did indeed bottom out. So, I wouldn't rush into an entry here. I would kind of wait it out and see how we play out. Because, if we do fail at this 42 range, we do have room down to 39 and change. And under that, we're susceptible to this low of 36. Spotify. Okay. So let's draw in our Fibonacci. This is going to want to see on Spotify. So off of this major low here of 118, 119, we did have this impulsive wave up of wave one, wave two correction. We are looking, since this is a wave two, we want to get rid of that. We did find two kind of not bullish, I wouldn't say, but they're kind of neutral wicks off of this this 50% retrace. So what we want to see here is more basing off of 138. You can see here we do have a double bottom, so that is a nice nice pattern here we do have. If we zoom in a little bit, we can kind of see that double bottom taking place here with these two. So we do want to see basing over 138, 139, and targets above. You can draw that in right now. Go like this. Targets above, we do have quite a big move, and you guys can kind of see the pattern here, where these wave three impulses are these very strong waves, and these are waves that we do want to catch. So we do have room up to 186, as long as this range holds. You guys can probably guess what I'm going to do on this chart, right? So let's draw in the fib. Going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So potential for a wave two coming in at this major low in this 52 region, which is pretty crazy to say for ARK. ARK stocks, this has been beaten down quite a bit. Last time I actually looked at this was way up here. So, quite a bit of weakness. However, off of this bottom, if we can hold this 56 to $62 region, we are looking for quite a large move, which does line up with a lot of the stocks, growth stocks that we've been looking at. So, that wave three move gives us a move up to 84. So, this might be a good one to watch as well, alongside with the indices like SPY and triple Qs. Just to see that confluence where, if we do hold these major two second wave levels, across the board, you can see there's quite a bit of opportunity for a third wave higher, which is, quite impulsive. So definitely something we want to watch. But at this point in time, I would not, rush an entry. Like say come Monday morning, I would not rush an entry on this. I would wait. I would wait, in my opinion. In terms of like a target here, yeah, 1.6, maybe 2. Yeah, so we still, have some room to come down potentially. So, in my opinion, what I see here is ARK will come down to this 58, 59 region before potentially presenting a buying opportunity. Yeah, just doesn't look. We haven't seen strength at the first Fibonacci at 50% yet. So yeah, definitely look for that next level lower first. But yeah, any other questions? Can take those questions now. Any questions relating to the market or, any other charts you guys want to see, we can take a look at that. But yeah, if you guys aren't aware as well, I do have this Discord. So, if you do have more questions, I left that link in the chat. So, feel free to come join us. You can always ask me questions there. That's my home, so I'll be able to answer you much quicker there. We do have a free trial. Exclusive analysts, all of the tools that I personally use in terms of flow, in terms of chart patterns, all of that. It's a great community there, and I offer all the tools necessary and the ones that I use daily. That's all in my Discord, so come check it out and say hi. King Kong, is this the analysis you do to find your alerts? This is part of it. So those that have done one-on-one sessions with me, they are very aware of my process of finding these finding alert trades essentially. So this is kind of part one of what I actually do in terms of the full analysis. So I won't really get too deep into that because it that can get into a big discussion, but essentially this is one of three kind of stages of analysis that I'll do. Some of the tools that I do use in the rest analysis is in my Discord, such as the flow and Traditics. So that's all in my Discord. So if you do have more questions, if you are in there, definitely say hi, and I can kind of guide you to those tools that I use. And we can get you on that free trial, so that you can try the tools out for yourself and see what you think. Karma, I do see you put Facebook, so I'll do that one real quick. So Facebook here, we do have holding up quite a bit. So we're gonna kind of draw this one out. It is possible that Facebook is in a wave 4 or a wave 2. We can kind of agree here that it is in some sort of corrective phase. However, it's quite shallow. So this here is not giving me too much confidence yet in terms of guidance. So that's why I have more fibs than usual drawn out here. I would just kind of keep an eye on Facebook and see how it reacts at each fib. and kind of build off of that. But this pullback looks pretty premature so far. So in my opinion, I do think that at least the 50% is going to hit. So it does have a little bit more catching up in terms of the pullback to do, in my opinion. Yep, Phil, I definitely agree. I don't know if you were on the call in the beginning where I did talk about AMD, but this is, I agree, very, very important. You know, this 99 to 102 region is very, very critical. And we can see this diagonal trend line here that has held AMD up, since that March 2020 low. We did have another major low here at May 2021, and then we are, touching it again in 2022. So this here is definitely something that we want to watch early into the week. It is a huge support. However, we could break down because this is, touch number 1, 2, 3, fourth test now. So, if we do end up breaking down here, there's quite a bit of confluence. So, we do have this diagonal support and this, demand zone that could break down. So yeah, definitely something to watch here. So it's either gonna be a really, good buying opportunity or a really big short. See, this is a chart I haven't looked in quite a while. So, see, looks like coming down here. So, looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So let's label this out. Nope. Put it wrong already. I don't like this. We're going to put this as minute. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These targets are going to get pretty insane for this one, by the way. So since we have seen relative weakness in this, this is still kind of brewing up. So this here is the weekly chart zoomed out, and this drop here is the March 2020 drop. So we can kind of see we've ranged, in between, and this is a very common chart we've seen in value stocks quite a bit. So, like tech, or not tech, sorry, airlines, banks, cruises, hotels, all of these. These are all within that sector. And this is one where we've still kind of just been basing for quite a bit. So big wave 1, big wave 2 potentially. I'm gonna get rid of this. Perfect bounce. You're gonna want to look into flow for this one. So honestly, let's take a look together. This is going to be stage 2 of what I personally do in terms of analysis. So this is part of, let's see if I can get in here. There you go. So this is, part of the analysis that I'll do, and the bot version is in my Discord that we can use. Let's look at flow from last week for C. Since we are, the reason why I'm looking here is because we did, wick off of a very significant level. So I want to see, is flow kind of agreeing with this? So let's look at calls out of the money. So yeah, nothing too strong, to be honest. I would not. I would need some more data essentially for this one, just because there's a lot of spreads right now. I can say non-spreads. So yeah, without spreads, you can see there really isn't that much flow for this one yet. So I would wait. We don't have that flow confirmation, but definitely keep an eye on this $49 region to $50 region, and just kind of watch for a base to get built here. Otherwise, if we do lose this, we do have room down to 42. So you can kind of see I actually do have stuff here for ABT. So this is something that I have been watching. I'm going to go on a shorter term chart. So this is one that I have been watching. I do have analysis on this already. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up for this wave 1. For this kind of pennant we have an A, B, C, D, E correction for wave 2, ending at the golden pocket region. We did have this impulsive wave up. Honestly, this chart, what this reminds me of, see you, Doug. Thanks for stopping by. No problem. But yeah, this chart reminds me a lot like Netflix. I don't know if you guys can see it. So kind of just imagine this kind of pennant forming, and then have a big breakout into like previous resistance. Just remember that. That's kind of what this looks like here. So like in comparison, ABT is kind of in this region right here. So what I want to see is actually a pullback first, which you can kind of see. The last time I did analyze this was April 7th. So I do want to potentially see a pullback into this region here, and that will kind of form that kind of wedge again, downward wedge that we can look for buying opportunity to retest this breakout trend line. So in my opinion, I think this one, especially with a close, yeah, a close under 123, which is that breakout region, will give me a little bit more confidence where we will have room down to 122 and then 121 to 120. So I do like the setup. However, and you can kind of see like I do have high targets for this, but it's all about timing for options. So if we are playing like stock equities, this drawdown isn't going to be the end of the world. It's like a 3% drawdown. But on options, with expirations and stuff, that's going to be huge for us. So we definitely want to be patient when playing options and wait for that ideal buying opportunity. But yeah, that is pretty much what we have. So yeah, sounds good. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, just leave a like, comment, subscribe for what you guys want to see next, and I'll hope to see you guys in the Discord. But yeah, let's have a good week, and I'll talk to you guys later.